Hey, welcome to worshiptutorials.com.
Hello, everybody.
We have quad Cortex content. In this video, we got a 2-for-1. One, we're going to talk about the new software that Neural has pushed out for the quad Cortex, version 1.1.0. If you've not yet updated, you should, because it changes the game a little bit.
You are not getting the most out of your unit.
Yeah, changes up what we can do in a preset, especially when it comes to reverbs and delays. It adds a new reverb, shimmer, which is of course beloved. I'm beloved by all of praise and worship guitar players in the world. So the shimmer sounds good. We're going to demo that. And we're going to give this thing to you for free, at least currently.
Not that thing.
For a limited time.
Not that specific thing.
This is a clone made by Mojotone of a Marshall 1974X, which is their 18-watt, sort of low wattage, only made for a few years in the 60s amp. It sounds awesome. Kind of sounds like a JTM45 with a little bit different mid-range character. I'm trying to decide whether I like this better than the JTM45, which we also have and will be coming to quad Cortex.
They're similar in some ways.
We have, this one is a little unique. It's a 2-channel amp, so the original 1974X had the channel 1, which is over here, just volume and tone, and then channel 2 was the same volume and tone with tremolo. This replaces channel 2 with the bass, middle, and treble, which is a BMT mod, and it adds a master
Bigger,
volume.
meatier, tastier.
Yes. Or bass, middle, treble. Adds a gain and master volume. Channel 2 on this amp is voiced like a JCM 800. And it rocks.
It's so cool.
Yes. So this is available to you for free from the Cortex app right now. Find us, worship tutorials, download these things, save them.
No space.
Yes, no space. Save them. We've also included 2 free presets based around channel 1 of this amp. We're going to be demoing this all throughout this video for you. First, let's talk about the update and what we can do with it now, and then we'll talk more about this amp and the captures and the presets that we've made available. So, what you see on the Quad Cortex here is the preset that you can download from us, from the app, based around these captures, and it's got more stuff in it than the last presets that we made for Quad Cortex. What they've done with the 1.1.0 update is they've improved the efficiency of the reverb and delay algorithms. Essentially what it means is you can put more in. So this top...
And more we did add.
Yes. This top row is the same as the other presets we've released, right? And it was maxed out. So now what you can add is, check this out. Let's add a delay. They're all available. So we can add.
So we can still add more? We're not even tapped out.
No, we're not.
It's pretty crazy.
We're not yet.
To be fair,
so
this is probably not necessary for most people.
No.
Because if you could probably dial in a dual delay or two instead to get what you, but like.
That's what we've done.
But look at what we have.
So we added another tape.
This is outlandish.
And I want to say, I can't remember. Yeah, so now we're maxed out. So let's remove the tape.
Can you tell me we couldn't add a fourth reverb, Brian?
We could add a third.
Darn.
If you wanted to, you could add like another, you could add the shimmer verb, for example. And then if you do the verb and try and add a delay, You can still get mono delays, either digital or simple. On the bottom row, we did add a few more things that you're getting in this preset. I added a digital delay, and we have the shimmer reverb, which we've added in. Why don't we demonstrate the shimmer reverb? So Bradford's gonna play and I'm gonna turn it on.
I don't like doing volume swells with a guitar knob. I'm out of practice.
You gotta use your foot.
Use
We gotta put an expression pedal on here. Okay, so the shimmer reverb gives you a lot of really handy controls. Of course, you got mix, decay. We have this set to almost 8 seconds of decay. You got pre-delay and damping. Damping is gonna be, does the reverb kind of choke down when you play over it? So we're doing a little bit of that. You've got high pass filter here, so that's gonna remove remove low end. It lets the highs pass through. You've got brightness, which is, a tone control, feedback. The pitch is what the shimmer's doing. So you can do plus 12 semitones, which is an octave. You can go up to 24. Let's try that. There you go. And then you've got random,
like a little panther, like
So
a dying fairy in the great
Yes.
land of Fern Gully.
There you go. Random pitch is set to 11 cents. So what this is, a lot of times with shimmer or any kind of pitch effects, you can do like the main pitch, like we've done plus 12 semitones or like an octave. Then random pitch is like a much more finer control you can do by cents. And so this is what it came up with when I pulled the reverb up. It came up at 11 cents. I like to usually go somewhere between like 4 and 7. But it just kind of makes it so that it's not so pristine. It kind of gives it...
It can sound sterile at that point.
Yeah. It gives it a little more vibe or character, if you will. But I like the way that sounds. And then you have modulation. Mod speed and mod depth. I'm not actually sure what kind of modulation this is, but it just kind of adds some character to it.
Yeah, it's got some movement.
Yeah. So that is the shimmer reverb. I'm going to go on record and say I don't think very many people do shimmer very well. I'm like an Eventide devotee when it comes to shimmer reverb.
They kind of created it. So.
Yeah, and I think they do it great. I've heard a lot of pedals attempt shimmer that don't sound good at all. Like, I can think of, I have an RV6 from Boss. Much love to the Boss RV5 and RV6. It has shimmer on it, and it's kind of a pain. It doesn't sound great. You have to really work it to get it to sound good. This sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with it. It's great for like swells and any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Can you go down though?
So can we do anti-shimmer? If that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Because our good friends at Jet Pedals do an anti-shimmer. It's awesome. Let's hear it. I want to see what it sounds like.
That's more my thing.
That's cool.
I like
Yeah,
that.
so
I like the sub-octave shimmer.
Yeah, so our friends Jet Pedals have the Revelation reverb, and it does an anti-shimmer.
It's so good.
And so what that does is the octave down, and then another octave down, and then it also gives you the reverb like not octaved, so just straight. You'd have to use 2 instances of shimmer, and what I did there with Bradford was playing is I turned the modulated verb on as well.
Yeah,
so you got like the regular, like the true pitch. So you need 3 different blocks to create the Revelation reverb anti-shimmer, which is cool. But you could do it. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
It's nice. It gives some depth in a way that I prefer.
Yeah. So have fun with your shimmer. go up or go down. It's up to you. One thing that would be neat is if they give you a second octave, but they only give you one octave.
That would be
currently. So, Neural, maybe if you're listening, you could give us the option for a second pitch octave. But anyway, that is a look at the Shimmer reverb. So,
one of the three we can now put into a preset.
the three different reverbs. Yes, actually, you can do more than that.
We can do more. One of the three that's in our.
You've got 1, 2, 3 already in the preset, and you could add a fourth of any of the algorithms if you want. This patch currently has 1, 2, 3 delays and 3 reverbs, a capture of an amp, 2 pedal captures, a regular pedal drive, and pitch, like an octave, and tremolo, and chorus, and we can add another reverb or delay if we wanted, plus other stuff.
That's nuts.
That's a lot of stuff jammed into a single preset. The questions are going to come in. How does it compare to what Axe Effects can do? How does it compare to what Helix can do? We haven't done those in-depth analyses. Is that a word? Analyses?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure none of them can cram this much in.
We haven't looked at it, but I would say this is definitely at the top of like stuff you can put in a preset at this point. So Neural, the 4 processors in this thing, they
are working.
You're getting a lot out of them at this point. And I know that was a thing when they first released it, was especially the reverbs and delays. And it had to do with the algorithms themselves and the memory that they used.
And they just need to be like resituated. Yeah.
So they killed it with this one. So if that was something you were on the fence about with Quad Cortex, you need not be anymore.
I think like we could, instead of adding another verb, we could add another amp capture, right?
Yeah, there's room for another amp capture.
There's a couple things you could do with that. So we're using this.
Oh yeah, we could be you can do a stereo amp.
You could do stereo amp, but basically Brian was talking about the Marshall
so now we've got they're not in a stereo configuration, but we've got the Marshall and we've got the Tyler.
Yeah.
So you got 2 totally different amp captures.
So you could do that, or you could even treat them as like channel switching on an amp if you wanted to use this Marshall lower gain and then gain it up. So there is. This unit is
powerful.
Yeah, that update was huge.
And I wonder if we could put an amp. Let's try another capture. Yeah, you could put one on the bottom too. It's like you could have 3 amps in this patch. You have 3 captures of amps.
The chips are different.
Yeah, and then so you could have one up on the top 2 rows and another on the. You have 2 on the top 2 rows and a third on the bottom 2. So, and if you didn't have all those reverbs and delays, you could add a 4th amp capture.
You could run this unit for
2 different guitar
multiple guitarists.
Yeah.
You could
up to
do
4.
That. Now you couldn't do effects, or you couldn't do a chain, a routing signal. What's the word? You could not do a layout. As complex as what we did here for both guitarists.
Yeah.
But like
you could get your basic
tones, get it done.
Yeah.
Or you could just use it you could actually do 4 amps.
Yeah.
So you could use one of these units for 2 guitarists to have stereo amps.
Yes.
At your church.
It would be cool. Okay, so one thing you could
That's crazy.
One thing you could do is you could have one guitarist use this as an all-in-one unit.
That too.
And like have all the effects available to them. And another guitarist, like Bradford, for example, run a stereo pedal board on another stereo set of amps.
That's nuts.
I know, that's pretty crazy. let's move on to the Marshall clone.
Shall we?
The 74X. So I'm just going to show you what we captured as far as this amp goes. So I'm going to go down to My Captures. Where do they start? Here they are, the Marshall 74X. So we have channel 1 and channel 2 we captured separately. And we started on channel 1, it starts 2. So the captures go like WT, Mars, 74X, MT, that means Mojotone. Channel 1, SC2, and then 3, 4, and 5. And then you get HB2, 3, 4, and 5. And so the numbers at the end, 2, 3, 4, and 5, correspond to levels of gain. So to demonstrate the levels of gain that you get in these captures, I'm just going to ask Bradford to play, and then we're starting on the 2, which is the lowest gain, and then I'm just going to bring in the captures as they go up in gain. And I'm just going to use the channel 1 SC captures for now. I know this guitar has humbuckers in it, and they look like, and they are humbuckers, but they're McNelly Stagger Swaggers. They basically sound and react like single coils.
Yeah.
So, you heard, as we went up to 5, you got a lot of gain there, and that's all from the amp. That was basically with the volume turned almost all the way up.
Yep.
That's about all you get out of the, it's like a vintage, Marshall thing. It's about all you're going to get out of it. Okay, so channel 2...
It's not a JCM 800.
Right, it's not.
But we're getting there.
But it kind of sounds like one.
We're getting there.
Channel 2 sounds like the JCM 800. So I'm just going to pull in, this is channel 2. So in the 2 capture, the cleanest one on channel 2, it doesn't quite sound that great. You'll hear it really starts to come into its prime, if you will, when you get 3 and up.
Yeah.
So here's the number 2 capture. That was it. Here, let me have the lead, Bradford. We'll play you a little bit with the Telecaster so you can get a little different pick. I would actually say, as we're making all kind of noise. Does this mute? There we go.
Take a swing.
So I got the Telecaster here. It's got probably a little slightly hotter output pickups.
Oh, yeah.
From this guitar, even though they're singles. We got the number 5 profile of channel 2, which is the JCM 800 voiced channel. This is a game called How Many Keys Can We Play in the same playing scene?
I like it.
So those are the different captures that we built, and this is the preset that you get. A few more things about this preset. It's going to require you to grab a handful of captures from us.
This is important.
Yes, and they're all available for free currently on the Cortex app. So it's going to use the
so act now.
The Mars 74X MT channel 1, SC2 and HB2 captures. Those are the amp captures. And by the way, these captures include the we posted about this on some of the Facebook groups. It was a recurring question. Is this a direct amp capture, or does it include the cab and everything? Because you can capture just the amp direct without a cab. And these include the cab. It uses a Blues Breaker cab from Mojotone 212 with Celestian greenbacks in it. We mic'd it with a Shure SM57 and a Royer 121. Ran those through two Neve 1073 clones. So it's kind of a primo recording chain that we've come up with here at Worship Tutorials. It's all included in the amp capture. You're going to also need two pedal captures that we've done. So you're going to need the WT D-List, which is the dualist from Kingtone. Not bad at all. It's a two-side, it's a dual overdrive pedal. One side is a tube screamer side, so that's TS. Stock means the EQ settings on the pedal. Number 3 means it's sort of mid-gain. So it's sort of a mid-gain tube screamer. And then the other is the WT D-List BB, which means Blues Breaker. That's the other side. Stock, again, for the EQ. 1 meaning it's a low-gain capture. So you basically get a low-gain Blues Breaker, a mid-gain tube screamer, and then, like I said, we've included the Klon, the Myth Drive from Neural in this preset. So it's pretty stock full. It's got everything you might need. This thing is set to run in, currently we're in scene mode, so we've given you 8 scenes. Clean, drive, drive plus, P&W lead if you're not, from the praise and worship church circle. That is just lead tone with a whole lot of reverb and delay on it. So if you don't like that, you can just turn the reverbs and delays off, and it'll be like a rock lead tone. Ambient clean, 80s clean is just chorus. Trim clean, here, Bradford, play that. And then, of course, swells. And the swells use the shimmer. A little bit of pitch and shimmer is cool. So find us on the Cortex app. Again,
Worship Tutorials. No space.
There you go. Download all the free stuff that we have available there. Let us know in the comments. Are you using Quad Cortex? Are you using our captures and presets? If you are using Quad Cortex, how do you like them? We think they sound pretty good.
Are you
Otherwise, we wouldn't make
using
them.
Quad Cortex just as amps? Because I
Yeah.
like to know what people think, because that's what I like
Yeah,
to do.
Bradford has actually, you've used the Quad
I did,
Cortex
yeah,
live a handful of
I've
times.
only gotten to use it live
Just
once.
Okay.
So I want to use it again live, but I also want a capture of our AC30.
Oh, we got to make that happen. I'm
We gotta
looking
make
at
that
it. It's
happen.
right over
It's
there.
right over there.
Yeah, that's a good one. So we have quite a collection of amps building here at Worship Tutorials, more on the way. And that
all
will
right there.
all be digitally inserted into
All digitally available to
Quad Cortex, including all the drive pedals that we have, which there are many. We're going to have to put those in there as
We have a
well.
plethora.
I'm excited for it. I think this platform is really, really fun.
Yeah.
As a guitar player and as you know, we have if you have the gear, capturing your stuff is really cool, but also just being able to use all of the cool stuff that everyone in the community is making and capturing is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And when their marketplace gets up and running, we will also be there as well.
We have a lot more
with
there.
all of our wares that you can purchase. Would you like to purchase my wares? There you go, Brad. We both
We both did it.
we had an awkward hand touch
We did
there,
it
Brad.
sometime.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching.
Touch me.
Follow us on the Cortex app. Subscribe to us here on
Subscribe.
the YouTubes if you
Yeesh.
haven't already.
Yeesh.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Tell us your favorite Subway sub. Is it the Italian BMT?
This is how we'll know you watched to the end in the comments. Bye bye.